Good day everyone, and welcome back to Learn English with Blaine. And if this is your first time here, then welcome to my channel. And this is your advanced dictation number 88. And in this video, we are going to focus on complex sentences. Do you have your pen and paper ready? Because remember that you are going to listen and then write what you hear on your paper. In this video, there will be 5 dictations, and I will say each one 3 times. Do not worry if you make a few spelling mistakes. Do not worry if you can't write every word. You will get better with practice. And remember that this is listening practice, writing practice, spelling practice, and you'll hopefully learn some grammar as well. Now, after you write your complex sentence dictations, you are going to find the dependent clause and the independent clause. Remember, complex sentences are sentences composed of a dependent clause and an independent clause. The dependent clause will begin with a subordinating conjunction, and together these two clauses will make a complex sentence. Here are just a few examples of subordinating conjunctions. So we have got because, by the time, even though, before, if, as soon as, and finally, until. Here's an example of a complex sentence. Martha drove to work because she missed her bus. Martha drove to work because she missed her bus. So if I say something like this, you would write this on your paper, and then you are going to look for the dependent clause and the independent clause. Now, in this example, Martha drove to work is the independent clause, and because she missed her bus is what we call the dependent clause. The independent clause means it's an actual sentence that can be by itself in a sentence. In other words, this alone is a sentence. This clause is dependent. It cannot be by itself. A clause like this must be connected to an independent clause. Now, when we are writing complex sentences, we can say Martha drove to work because she missed her bus, or we can say because Martha missed her bus, she drove to work. So in other words, we can switch them around, right? Now, when we begin the sentence with the dependent clause, we must have a comma after that clause is finished. Check out the links in the description of this video to learn more about complex sentences. Now, that link will take you to my website. And currently, I'm working on my YouTube channel and my website. And my goal is to be adding more content to my website. Between now and September, between now and the end of 2024, I'll be adding more content. So my apologies if it's going a little bit slow right now. But anyways, let's begin with our first dictation. And I'm going to read through it once, and then I will repeat 2 more times. And at the end of the dictation, I will give you some time to finish your writing. So after I finish reading it 3 times, I will give you an additional 15 seconds to complete. Okay, let's get started with our dictation number 1. By the time we arrived home, comma, Mike had read 3 books, exclamation. On average, comma, he reads at least 10 books a week, period. I have no idea how he finds the time to do that, period. I am lucky if I can read 1 book a month, exclamation. Now I will repeat 2 more times. By the time we arrived home, by the time we arrived home, comma, Mike had read 3 books. Mike had read 3 books! Exclamation. On average, comma, on average, comma, he reads at least 10 books a week, period. He reads at least 10 books a week, period. I have no idea. I have no idea how he finds the time, how he finds the time to do that, period. I am lucky if I can read, if I can read 1 book a month, 1 book a month! Exclamation. By the time we arrived home, comma, Mike had read 3 books! Exclamation. On average, comma, he reads at least 10 books a week, period. I have no idea how he finds the time to do that, period. I am lucky if I can read 1 book a month! Exclamation. By the time we arrived home, Mike had read 3 books. On average, he reads at least 10 books a week. I have no idea how he finds the time to do that. I am lucky if I can read 1 book a month. Now, in this dictation, we actually find that there are 2 complex sentences, and I'll give you a moment to find those 2 complex sentences. So one of them is here. By the time we arrived home, Mike had read 3 books. This is a dependent clause. It's beginning with this conjunction. And then Mike had read 3 books. This is an independent clause. Now, what about the next one? The second complex sentence is right here. So I am lucky, that's a sentence, I am lucky. And then the dependent clause is if I can read 1 book a month. If I can read 1 book a month. So here we have a dictation and we have 2 complex sentences, each with a dependent clause and with an independent clause. Okay, let's move on to our next dictation, number 2. Dictation number 2. We had a great time downtown the other day, even though it was packed with people, period. We prefer to go out when it is a little less busy, comma, but we had a nice time anyway. Okay, so I will repeat. We had a great time downtown. We had a great time downtown the other day. Even though it was packed with people. Even though it was packed with people. Period. We prefer to go out. We prefer to go out when it is a little less busy. When it is a little less busy, comma. But we had a nice time. But we had a nice time anyway, anyway, period. We had a great time downtown the other day, even though it was packed with people, period. We prefer to go out when it is a little less busy, comma, but we had a nice time anyway, period. We had a great time downtown the other day, even though it was packed with people. We prefer to go out when it is a little less busy, but we had a great time anyway. Now, there is a complex sentence here, and I'll give you a moment to find it. It is right here. So we had a great time downtown the other day. That is an independent clause. And then even though it was packed with people, this is a dependent clause. So together, these two clauses make a complex sentence. Okay, so let's move along to our next dictation. Dictation number 3. Dictation number 3. These construction workers working on the hotel down the street are very good at what they do, comma, and safety is very important to them, period. They always review their plans before they start working, period. These construction workers working on the hotel down the street are very good at what they do, and comma, and safety is very important to them, period. They always review their plans before they start working, period. Before they start working, period. And here's the dictation. Now, as I was reading, I just realized there's a word I missed. The word I'm missing here was important. And I'm just going to make this a little smaller. 1 second, everyone. I'll just make that a little bit smaller to fit the page. Okay, so let's read through it. Okay, these construction workers working on the hotel down the street are very good at what they do, comma, and safety is very important to them, period. They always review their plans before they start working, period. Now, in this sentence, we see one complex sentence, and I'll give you a moment to find that. Okay, and that complex sentence is right here. They always review their plans. That's an independent clause before they start working. They always review their plans. That's an independent clause. And then before they start working, and that one, of course, this is a conjunction, and this is a dependent clause. So again, the two of these together will make a complex sentence. And I'm just going to make a correction here too. And safety is very... Oh, 1 second. I'm just going to go back here again. Is very important too. I'm just going to put this in there. And let's make it so it can fit the page. Bear with me for just a moment, everyone. There we go. Okay, that is dictation number 3. Now let's move on to our next dictation, number 4. Dictation number 4. Maria and her sister visited a wonderful museum last month. Period. If they can save enough money, comma, they are going to go again next week. Period. Maria and her sister visited a wonderful museum. Visited a wonderful museum last month. Period. If they can save enough money, comma, they are going to go again. They are going to go again next week. Period. Maria and her sister visited a wonderful museum last month. Period. If they can save enough money, comma, they are going to go again next week. Period. Maria and her sister visited a wonderful museum last month. If they can save enough money, they are going to go again next week. Period. Okay, now when we look at this, there is one complex sentence. I'll give you a moment to find it. Okay, and it is right here. So, if they can save enough money, they are going to go, oops, sorry about that. If they can save enough money, they're going to go again next week. That's a complex sentence beginning with the dependent clause, if they can save enough money, and then it is ending with the dependent clause, the independent clause, they are going to go again next week. So again, together these two clauses will make a complex sentence. Okay, let's go to our 5th and our final dictation for this week, for this video. Dictation number 5. As soon as I got home, comma, I realized I had lost the key to the front door. Period. We had to wait outside for about 2 hours until my brother came by with his key. Period. I am going to be more careful next time. Period. As soon as I got home. As soon as I got home, comma, I realized I had lost the key to the front door. The key to the front door. Period. We had to wait outside. We had to wait outside for about 2 hours. For about 2 hours until my brother came by. Until my brother came by with his key. With his key. Period. I am going to be more careful next time. More careful next time. Period. As soon as I got home, comma, I realized I lost the key to the front door. Period. We had to wait outside for about 2 hours until my brother came by with his key. Period. I'm going to be more careful next time. Period. As soon as I got home, I realized I had lost the key to the front door. We had to wait outside for about 2 hours until my brother came by with his key. I'm going to be more careful next time. Okay, that's our dictation. And in this dictation, there are actually 2 complex sentences. I'll give you a moment to find the first one. The first one is right here. As soon as I got home, comma, I realized I had lost the key to the front door. So again, as soon as I got home, that's a dependent clause. This is the independent clause right here. The 2 clauses together make a complex sentence. Now, what about the next complex sentence? That one is right here. So they're connected. We had to wait outside for about 2 hours, right? That's what we call an independent clause. And the dependent clause is until my brother came by with his key. So here we see that we have 2 complex sentences together. So these, I'm just going to fix this slide here. I don't know why it says that. So let's just take a quick review, everyone. These are the dependent clauses we saw in today's video. Because she missed her bus. And here's that mistake again. I'm not sure what happened, so my apologies. I'll just fix that quickly. And let's just start over. Okay. Because she missed her bus. By the time we arrived home, even though it was packed with people, before they start working, if they can save enough money, as soon as I got home, until my brother came by, if I can read 1 book a month. So all of these are what we call dependent clauses, and each dependent clause begins with what we call a subordinate conjunction. Well, everyone, I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. Thanks to each and every one of you. Leave your comments or questions in the comment section. Those are always very much appreciated. And if you like the video, please remember to share, like, and subscribe. Thank you so much, everyone, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. And remember, as far as my website goes, I am working on that, and I'll be adding more content between now and the end of 2024. Thanks so much, everyone. See you in the next video.